Hello, I'm AbbyXToyCat and welcome back to another video. Some of my favourite moments in Minecraft come when I'm working on a really big project and I'm slowly just, block by block getting closer and closer there. That's what I really like in Minecraft, and I know a lot of you like that too. So I figured since TU31 and the initial hype of like, oh, there's an acacia tree, let's go chop it down, has now run up, what I would do is I would show you 5 fun survival projects you can now do using the features in TU31. So that's what I'm doing in today's video. Please do like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. But let's get straight into the video already, shall we? We have number 1 here, which is based on the fact that we have so many new flowers, so many new decorated blocks like that in the new update, because we used to have 2 flowers, now we have something like 14, plus we have more saplings, we have all these new blocks, and basically this is a cool way to use them all, because it's based, my idea was based on the Eden project, which is a thing in the UK, where they basically simulate biomes in real life, and you can do that in the game, which might seem a bit bizarre, but it's something you can entirely do here. So I just have one dome here, but you could make multiple domes, and basically, yeah, you can make it a cross between this cool, biodiversity project in Minecraft, but also make it a fun little challenge. You can make it like a challenge to get all the flowers, because if you look at, 14 different types of flowers, all spawning different types of biomes, or, some spawn the same ones, but it means it can be fun to be like, oh, I really need a red tulip, let's go and find one of those, and yeah, it's like a little tick list you can make in your head, and it's a really chill one, because looking for new flowers isn't a matter of like, let's go kill the ender dragon because he drops a flower, which he doesn't, by the way, but it's a matter of like, oh, I need to find a blue orchid, let's go find a swamp, and it's just a very, very chill experience. So if you like chilling in Minecraft, if you like chill in Minecraft, then this is the perfect thing right here. If you like something a bit more complex, you can turn this into like a space dome thing, where you've got like 4 space domes to simulate the, on-Earth biomes and then destroy everything else. I don't know, there's a lot of different possibilities with this in my opinion, and if you could make glass domes a little better than I can, because I just find it really tricky, then yeah, as you can see, it's almost a dome, then yeah, that's something you can entirely do in Minecraft. But I think the best thing to do is to make 4 or 5 different domes, one for a forest, one for the mushroom biome, one for the swamp, one for the snowy, one for the desert, then link them all together and do something great with that. Again, lots of different ways you can draw inspiration from this space dome thing, Eden project thing, whatever you want to look at, that's a great idea in my opinion, because of just how chill this is. So chill idea number 1 is just over here, but idea number 2 is one that you can kind of do alongside any of these other ones, or alongside any project you're working on, in case you're just like, there's something I'm kind of working on right now, but I'm just ending up with a lot of other stuff I don't want. Then basically you can make yourself a cube out of the granite, the andesite, or the diorite you're finding, because if you're going mining after the update in a new part of the world, or a brand new world entirely, then you're going to find yourself a lot of granite, or a lot of diorite, or a lot of andesite, well, I guess all 3, that you might not have a use for, and you might be like, why am I just storing this in a chest, am I ever going to use it? Well, basically what you can do, which I'd recommend with granite, because I think it's the most pleasing out of the ones to look at when it's in block form, turn it into the polished version, which you can do in the crafting table, like so, and just be like, oh, polished andesite, polished granite, or polished diorite, and then make a cube out of it. This is pretty cool for 2 reasons. First of all, I think it looks pretty snazzy. I mean, it's very basic, obviously it's not quite as complex as the sea lantern, for instance, but it is still kind of cool in my opinion, because you can, also, you can make this as big as you want. If you want a 16 by 16 one, you can do that, and it'll look just fine. If you want a 10 by 10 one, you can do that, it'll look fine. But if you want a 50 by 50 one, like I've done the cobblestone cube and the netherrack cube in my Let's Play world, you can entirely do that. And the reason I think this is a cool project is not just, oh, it's a cube of granite, which, by the way, you can store anything you want on there. You can make this your house if you really want to, but, it's not just cool because it's a cube of granite. It's cool because of the fact that whenever you get granite, you're going to be kind of excited, because it's slowly progressing this forwards. Rather than ending up with a chest, which is just getting larger and larger of blocks that you're not sure you're going to use, you can instead get a more visual representation of how much granite you have, and I just think it's pretty cool in that, for that reason right there. So, yeah, a giant cube of granite, andesite, or diorite, or if you're not into that, you can make something a bit more complex, which you could have always done, and this is one of my favorite ideas, giant blocks. So because, blocks are 16 by 16 as far as the pixels go, if you just simulate that using some Minecraft blocks and make a giant version of it, you can make some pretty cool looking blocks, whether it's the, new sea lantern, whether it's, the new types of wood, the new sandstone, lots of different, possibilities here. I personally like the giant sea lantern the best, but, however you want to look at it. So, yeah, giant block of all the extra of all the extra resources you're getting. I think it's a cool way to use them, and you can also make it a very bizarre looking house, but, that's entirely up to your discretion, I guess. So, let's grab a golden carrot, eat that, and let's move on to idea number 3 here. So idea number 3 is actually to do with slime blocks. So slime blocks are one of my favorite blocks in the new update. I'm sure I've told you a million times, because basically you can improve a lot of the things you already have in your Minecraft world by adding slime blocks to it. So let's say previously, which I actually have in my Let's Play world quite a few times, you have a big break in your ocean, so it's like there's water here, then there's water there, and right now you break the boat and then you put it over there. That's kind of a lame solution. So over here we have a boat launcher. You can make this a bit more automatic by lowering this down, but in this situation here you can just see like, oh, so we're simulating the boat with an armor stand, then boom, we just put the boat on the slime, then we launch it, and it's over in the water over there. So just show this does work with boats, which it's a little bit tricky to actually get it on there. then boom, our boat's going to go in there too. Yeah, I don't know where the water comes from in the sky, by the way, but that's just how boats work. Boom, we've got a boat in there too, and you can do this with a lot of different things, and I think it's great for boats. But it's also great because you can use slime blocks to make your old parkour way more interesting. Parkour used to be kind of, same-ish before the update, because there's only so much you could do with it. But now, once you add in slime blocks, if you combine that with stuff like fences, you combine that with stuff like boats and minecarts, you can do cool stuff like, over here, we bounce up to here. Then instead of the easy solution of let's jump to those blocks, we've got we got to jump on the slime block first. And you can make these really tricky solutions of do I jump on the slime block or do I try to jump directly there? And yeah, basically, you can make some pretty interesting stuff, and that's that. Also, as we jump in the minecart here, you can see we can make a fun little challenge like this, where minecarts get way, way more interesting, because adding slime blocks in there, which, by the way, you can activate with detector rails, if you, most people don't use them for too much before. Now they're really useful, because they can activate slime block pistons. You can launch your minecarts in the air, and you can make cool stuff like you've got to go at fast enough speed to jump over the lava pit, or you die. You can make really cool stuff like, roller coasters which force you into the sky and bounce you somewhere else. It's really, really cool because slime blocks and minecarts interact in this great way, and basically, yeah, you can improve a lot of the stuff you already have by adding slime blocks to it, whether it's a parkour course, whether it's a minecart system or roller coaster or something like that, or whether it's a small temporary break in your boat thing. So many things can be improved by slime blocks, and just look at everything you have in your world and be like, would that be one of slime blocks? Because a lot of the time the answer might just be yes. So let's move on to project number 4, which requires a different world, because in this super flat world everything is a plains biome, but we're going to need an extreme hills biome for this next one. And the reason we need an extreme hills biome is because as of the new update, if you watched my temperature video, you would know that, if you go past a certain height in all the cold biomes from before, the spruce biome, the mega taiga, and the extreme hills biome, now you can have access to a lot of ice. And this is really cool for older worlds which didn't have a snow biome but do have an extreme hills, like my Let's Play world, because it means that, the ice farm, something that was previously unobtainable and it just made ice this rare commodity, is something that you can actually, now farm. But it's really cool because you have to go up past a certain height in the extreme hills. It's above Y100 roughly in the extreme hills, and above Y130 in a spruce biome. And this is really cool because it means the ice farm is not only this cool way to get ice, which, by the way, if you're wondering how it works, we basically have some water which makes infinite sources of water here, and then because we're higher up enough that it's technically counts as a snowy biome, all of it turns into ice, which can then be silk touched, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, that's how the whole basic thing works here. Just in case you want to see this, so I'll just break all of this so that we clearly run out of sources. Although it's going to create some more. When we let this free by letting the pistons up, because this water can't turn into ice because it's got glowstone next to it, because it will just immediately melt again. Basically, it makes infinite sources, which is pretty handy and pretty clever. Anyway, yeah, so that's how the ice farm works. If you want to look at it, you can. I've done a whole video on it. But I think the cool thing about this as a project is not just yay ice, because yay ice is pretty cool. But the second thing that makes this so useful is the fact that you can, because you have to make it in the sky, you can do cool stuff with the way it's up there. So I've made mine particularly decorative. I've anti-decorated mine, if you will, by having 4 entirely mismatched legs made from different things that don't actually go to the same place. But yeah, you can make a really nice ice farm in the sky that maybe signifies the fact that you've got a lot of ice going on up there. I don't know, I really like this as a project idea because, one, it's great for old worlds where you don't have access to new biomes, and it's still using a new feature, and 2, it's a great way to get ice, which can be used for so many different cool things, and I think a best of both worlds in this case is just great. So yeah, that is building idea number 4 here. You can make yourself an ice farm in the sky. I guess you can make one on the ground too if you have a snow biome, but who wants to do that? I think sky ice biome sounds way cooler than ground ice biome. Not that anyone ever calls it that, but yeah, that's idea number 4 here. Let's move on to number 5, which you can probably guess, but let's find out if you did guess, because it is draining an ocean monument. So this is as I'm recording this, by the way, I'm just about to finish this on stream tonight, so this is going up obviously a little bit after that. But basically, yeah. So if you look at this thing right here, you can see that by using sponges, one of the new effective blocks in this update, they used to be created, but now they do something, and they're in survival. You can actually drain your ocean monuments. So ocean monuments are of course quite rare, and they are really cool looking. But the problem a lot of people have with them is they're below water. It's hard to get to them, and a lot of people kind of ignore them because they're so tricky. But if you can defeat the ocean monument, which is kind of a task by itself, and then you can find all the sponge rooms, you can start to slowly make the ocean monument itself just drained of water. And it's such a cool thing to explore this place without, all of the water in there, because it's actually a wonderful looking place that you don't get to look at because of water. And also, if I just go over here, you can see I've got the corner here. Used to be an elder garden, used to be full of water and other gardens. Now it's just an entirely empty place. This would make a great house and make a great load of other things, but you can also use this to make a guardian farm and so many other cool things. But yeah, the real challenge comes from draining the outside, because what you have to do, and this is a several hour project. I think I've spent maybe 10 or so on this already, and I'm about to spend another few on our stream tonight, or yesterday as you're watching this, I think. But yeah, if you look at this, you can see this the amount of sand you need, the amount of time you need, it's crazy, and it's one of these really satisfying projects because you get so much from it when you complete it. It means you can actually mine all of these blocks easier, you can make it into a giant house, you can make it into a garden farm. There are so many possibilities, and I just quite like that. So yeah, Draining an Ocean Monument is one of the more insane projects. It's on the level of the insane sugarcane farm, I'd say. But if you want a big project that's going to take you hours and is going to reward you for it, because, a garden farm is very rewarding XP and blocks, then I'd say Draining an Ocean Monument is something I'd recommend. If you want to do this in creative, by the way, it takes like about 2 hours and it's still quite fun. So I've seen a lot of people tweet me doing that. If you want to give that a shot, you can do that. Or if you want to try it in survival, I will warn you, it's going to take you a long time and several chests full of sand, but maybe it'll be worth it in the long run. I think it will be, and that's why I've done it. So yeah, this is Draining the Ocean Monument. I did number 5 here, only for those of you with a lot of time and who want to have a lot of things done at end it, but I think it's entirely worth it. Anyway, yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this video, and I hope one of these projects has inspired you. If it hasn't, then I guess you could drain a witch's hut or something. It's kind of as big as this one. But yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this video. If you did like it, I'd very much appreciate a like on it because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like these project videos. Obviously, I have to do some amount of building for each of these, and if you let me know with a like, then it lets me know should I do more of these. Otherwise, share it if you really liked it because it helps get the video out to more people, and subscribe if you're new around here because I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them all daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Also, just in case you did look at the witch hut drain thing and you're like, I want to do that, a seed where you can find an underwater one was the very first Seed Sunday I ever did, which you can find in the playlist down in the description.